You're watching Capital Jazz TV. We are on the SuperCruise IX, and I am sitting here with the piano man himself. He has everyone in his living room for this cruise, Mr. Frank McComb. Frank, how are you?
I'm always good.
Of course you
okay,
are.
99.9% of the time. I'm good.
Of course you are. Come on now. You have been playing every night on this ship.
That's right.
On
That's
this
what I
ship.
do.
You've been playing every night. How's it been going for you?
Well, it's been a lot of fun because you'd be surprised who comes into the room. It's never the same. The nights are never the same. I mean, one night Jeff Bradshaw comes through, another night Farnell Newton's coming through, another night Raul Madona's coming through, and you know. And Raul and I, we've been talking to each other on Twitter forever, so we finally met in person on this boat.
On this cruise?
On this boat.
Wow.
So now this is really significant to me, really, because I finally got to meet who became a best friend over the internet. You know?
Oh, wow.
And we're fans of each other. Another person I got to meet for the first time on this cruise, come to find out, sometimes it's not about who you know, but about who know you.
Right.
Joe. Knew all about me.
Wow.
Made the contact right here on this cruise.
Wow.
That's right. Capital Jazz Cruise.
Amazing.
Yeah, Joe. I had no
Amazing.
idea. Reconnected with friends, Eric Roberson and Kenny Lattimore.
Right.
We all go back. Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's been a lot of fun. It's like it was the last time I was here. Family. Nothing's changed other than the fact that it's gotten better.
Wow.
It's gotten better.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
the
right,
honest
because
God's truth. Yeah.
you weren't here. You were traveling on
Yeah,
tour.
yeah.
You've
I'm
been
always
doing
over
some-
in Europe.
always traveling. And then you
Always.
come back, you sit back in that room, and it's like you've never even left.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I mean. People were just like, "Oh, thank God Frank is back." I mean, it was
Really?
just like, "Wow, what a
That's-
great compliment."
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I guess it's better to be seen than not viewed, huh?
Hey. So,
Yeah.
So I mean, you're a favorite here on the cruise. You're a favorite overall with Capital Jazz, and
Oh, thank you.
when you're on the cruise, you're Frank McComb. So is there anyone else that you want to see? Like, do you go and say, "Oh my gosh, Keiko might, Keiko"?
That's
was on the
okay. History number 3.
Okay.
Keiko.
Uh-huh.
I met her on a cruise. Didn't know she knew me. So I met her on this. Yeah, I'm meeting all kind of new friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, do you say like, "Oh my gosh, this person right here"?
Well, yeah. The jam session that Eric did. Yeah, I had to be a part of that. I love doing my living room show, and the same. We share a lot of the same fans.
Right.
And a lot of them were like, you're doing the living room at 11. Eric's doing the showcase thing with
jam
singers.
session,
Yeah, the
right,
jam
with
session.
with singers.
The
Uh-huh.
vocal jam session. That's what it was. At 12, and they're like, all right, we're gonna hang in there with Frank as long as we can, but we don't want to miss Eric. We don't want him to get off and not see him.
Right.
And I'm feeling it in the room, but I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be here, but okay, I know Cliff trusts me.
Right.
They trust me here. So, all right, we're gonna do a survey. What do y'all want to do? All right, Eric starts at 12, I start at 11, but I gotta fulfill my obligation. Well, they all say, we wanna see you on that big stage with Eric. I said, okay, 12 midnight, y'all let me know when it hit 12. Even if I'm in the middle of a song, I'm wrapping it up.
Right.
12 midnight,
right.
this whole room is going, and that's exactly what happened. The whole room left with me, and we all went over to support Eric Roberson. And then Eric pulls me up on the stage, and I'm playing behind a few people. Karen Bernard, she got up there and killed, and Vanessa Williams, not the actresses, but
Yeah.
there was another Vanessa Williams that I'm just really getting hip to.
Right.
Beautiful voice. And then Demo, who works with Eric, gets up and does his thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my keyboard. I got to get a part of this. So Eric was like, where you going? I said, I'm going to get my keyboard. Just stall, because I want to play. He said, all right,
Nice.
cool. I wanted you to close it out anyway. I was like, all right, cool. So I go back to my room, I hustle, get my keyboard, and come back, finding out from people today, Eric was making the announcement, you went to get your keyboard, and that we were going to be here for a surprise, yada, yada, yada. I was like, oh, he just sent me a real, that's one of the best hosts you can ever get.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the best hosts you can ever get, Eric Roberson. So I hooked my little keyboard up, and we did a version of Superstition, like sort of the arrangement that I've done for my new record coming out. So, yeah, not
Okay,
too
we're
many
gonna talk
people
about
know.
it. Yeah,
but
you're gonna put a pin in it.
Yeah.
Put a pin in it. Go ahead.
So we do the song, rip this place up, man. We tried to sink this boat. Oh, we tried to sink this boat last night, and we had never played the tune together. And the band that you guys had was so off the chain. They played for everybody. They just called tunes. Whoever was singing, Rhonda Thomas called a tune. What was that tune by Junior? Take Your Time, Young Man. Yeah. Mama used to say.
Mama used to say.
I
yeah.
couldn't even remember the key that song was in, but she told the bass player called it out real quick, and then we played it.
Wow.
Great musicians all over this boat, and it's like nobody's rehearsed nothing. You just get up there and play, and it shows the true gift of God. You know,
it's the magic that's on this cruise.
On this cruise.
It's the magic that's happening.
So I mean, so to answer your question, with all that being said, I am having the time of my life.
Oh, that's fantastic.
This is like a work vacation because the work doesn't stop for me. I'm a hermit crab. I stay in that cabin and I'm up there doing work on my computer, but you know, even your team of people are saying, Frank, get out that room and live. So I'm doing administrative stuff during the day and then playing at night. So it's a wonder my eyes even open. I'm gonna be like the cartoons. I'm gonna put a toothpick in there.
Right.
Yeah,
Keep your eyes
exactly.
open. Busy bee.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So talking about keeping your eyes open, you're also working on a radio show. Tell me about this.
What you know about the living room? It's called the living room. Yeah. Wow. Well, I've been doing it a year now. I've been doing it actually over a year. March made a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been doing it for quite some time, and the show is pretty much like what you see on the ship, but you just get to hear it. I mean, what I do is I play stuff that you're not going to hear on the radio no more. I mean, you're really not going to hear it on the radio. I play unreleased music sometimes. I play live show performances sometimes.
You play other people's music as
well.
well.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, I play some of everything. I showcase people like this radio show that I'm going to do for next week is actually, Mesa doesn't know it yet, and Greg doesn't know it. But the first hour, I'm playing Greg Karukas' whole album.
Greg.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Tore it down.
Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And then I missed his show. Now, you said, are there any people you ever want to see? Greg was one of them, and I couldn't see it, but I couldn't be in two places.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the second hour is going to Mesa. I'm going to play her whole new record. Yeah. And then I'll, promote my own self, I mean, it makes no sense for an artist to have a radio show and he doesn't play his own stuff.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So, in fact, when they gave me the show, Legend Radio Network gave me the show, they said, you're going to have to play your own music. You're going to have to. If you don't, then I'm snatching it because I'm giving you this platform to promote yourself. So I literally had to become the very thing I needed. I mean, the record companies, you know how they are. The ones, everybody know my history already, but with them not having serviced my music to radio, I didn't get the push. So now, when opportunity comes back again, you have to sometimes in life make your own way, and that's what I had to do. So now people are hearing my stuff on my own show like 6 times a week. And it's about to expand because Will Downing was just gracious enough to give me his list. Yeah, so it's on. And I've already sent the messages out to them, and I've had like 5-6 people hit me back already. They want the radio show.
Love it.
So this independent artist, independent is the new mainstream, just that simple. It's the new mainstream, baby.
I love that tag. I love that tag.
So it's called The Living Room. So it's just like being in a DJ's house, chilling with him. That's what it's about.
But Frank, you're doing the radio show. You're handling a lot of your own tours and bookings. You're mastering your own music. You're putting your own distribution in place. You are doing so much of what a record label is supposed to do, and you're doing it yourself. And then you've got to be creative, and then you've got to perform, and then in all seriousness, because there's a lot of artists who just can't do one right. You know what I mean? How do you balance this all out, and how do you teach other people to do the same thing?
Well, balance is hard pretty much for every man, believe it or not. Balance is one of the hardest things for us. That's why we fall out with our women, because we can't keep balance. But when your life depends on it, you will find a way to do it. Just that simple. I've learned to not give too much time to one situation. And discipline, I have to be honest, I'm not really great with discipline because I never worked a 9 to 5. So I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, discipline for me, I would have to say is probably a 5. But I have to force myself to be disciplined, to not spend too much time in one area. If I'm in the studio too long, then I miss out on the dates that are coming in online. If I'm online too long, then I can't get records out. And if I'm doing either of those too long, my wife and kids gonna kill me. Or they're just gonna move on without me, and I'll be in isolation, And that happens to a lot of men, and then they get mad at the family. No, you have to be balanced. I think, in fact, I know what drives me is like 50% positive, 50% negative. I don't forget what I've been through to get to get me to where I am now. But then I'm always striving for more. And then, not to name drop would be funny, but then you got a man named Prince. I worked with Prince, and Prince could not tire me out. He couldn't tire me out. We'll start a party at 11 o'clock at night and don't get out till 7 the next morning, and I'm up there sweating right along with him, and was not tired. I mean, I have endurance. I mean, I was playing 3-hour shows at the Jazz Cafe in London. They're like, why are you playing 3 hours? It was 3 hours for real, because that's your
But you're
passion.
known for that. But you're known for
Yeah.
that. Like, it's like get
I
Frank
had
in the
to-
living room. He's gonna keep going.
I would go all night
Right,
because
right.
I just love to do it. And then it became a point where I was purposely playing long, and then people would ask me, why are you doing it? I said, because I don't know when I'm gonna get back here. Just that simple. Booking my own dates. But see, that was some years ago, but now we're looking at being literally independent for 11 years now. So where it's become a genre for most people, it's literally a lifestyle for me. So, and I have to remember, if I want to help my daughter get a car note paid, if I want to keep a roof over the heads,
This is what you got to do.
brother got to do what he got to do to be able to do what he want to do.
Right, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But
Well,
at the end of the day, I enjoy it though. I enjoy it. I love my work. When it becomes labor, I do vacate. I know y'all see me staying in my cabin a lot, but I get my vacate on.
and
Oh, I
I
do.
want to ask you a very serious question, Frank. Why not go 9 to 5? Why stay with all the doors that you've had to crush through and all the work that you have to put into this? Why do you even care? Like, why is music so important to you?
Well, it's pretty much all I know to do now. Since the time I was a child, it was just in me. I have a mother, all of my aunts, my grandmother, they all sang. I'm the only man in my family singing, and the only one of my generation doing it. So it's all I've ever wanted to do. I mean, I love cars. I was 15 years old fixing cars. I love cars. I love old classics. Can't fix on nothing today. I mean, I changed the battery.
Right.
I changed the battery in my truck. And would you believe, in 2 hours later, the thing started, it drove just fine. And then I get on the freeway, going to have a meeting, and it just started sputtering, man, just going crazy. And I took it to Dodge. I said, Carl, what's wrong? I got my connection.
Yeah.
Carl, what's wrong with my car, man? He said, what did you do to it? I said, all I did was change the battery. He said, that's the problem.
Right.
Change the battery. You can't do that today, Frank. You're not in the
You're not-
80s
that's
no
not
more.
Right. That's not you no more.
But see, I was kind of done with cars when they started putting the engines in the car the opposite way. When the engine wasn't going the same direction as the car, I was done. I was
Right,
finished.
right,
I mean,
right.
you give me a 69 Dodge Charger, I'd take it apart and put it back together.
Right.
Oh yeah, it was some room. It was room in that car. Give me a 1968 Chevy Caprice or a Chevy Impala. I can fix that.
But it's compact now, and everything's got to be condensed and fit and
Everything
yeah,
got a brain
yeah,
now.
You know.
If we stand on top of the world and pour a glass of water on it, we in trouble. Everything is electronic, but I'm not knocking it because without it, I can't eat.
Right.
So
Right.
Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, they were both like our modern day Moses. They led us to the promised land. I'm telling you, led me. Hold my hand, take me. Yeah, led me to the promised land. But the thing is, with me is, it wasn't until I was told I couldn't do it. It wasn't until I was told that I could not sell my own music as an artist to the people. That's what drove me. That's what drove me. Don't tell me I can't do nothing. If I can't, if I can't get over you, if I can't under you, not get over on you, but if
Right.
I can't get over you, get under you, around you, I'm gonna go through you. I'm gonna go through you,
I love it.
and
I
you ain't
love
gonna like it. And
I love
that's
it.
just me.
I love it. I love it. I get it,
Yeah.
and it's clear.
I've had some obstacles I have
Right.
had to knock down, but I'm
Right.
here, baby. I ain't going
right.
nowhere no time soon.
Right. So tell me about the album. The Living Room is out now. It's a live album.
No, that one, no.
I'm sorry. You have a live album that's out right now.
Yeah, but see, after the Living Room, I put out a record called Live at the Bitter End, Remembering Donny Hathaway, that this lady named Jodine Dorsey, I actually asked her to be the spoken, the person that goes on and introduces.
spoken word.
Yes.
The spoken
yes.
word. My first album.
Might not be the last one, because I got something else in the works after this next record. I got to tell you about it off camera.
Okay.
But just hashtag love stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems to be everybody's favorite record from back in 2000.
Please
But
no.
after that, Live at the Bitter. No, well, actually before Live at the Bitter End, dang, we put out so many records, you can't remember. There was Live in Johannesburg. That's right. It was the Living Room, then Live in Johannesburg, and then with that record, we didn't aim for singles. I didn't aim for no radio singles. I miss true live records. When they put live records out in the 70s, they were not concerned about putting out those singles on the radio. They captured the spirit of the night.
Right.
That's what I did with this record,
Okay.
Live in Johannesburg. And then people have been asking me about doing this tribute to Donny Hathaway. And I told the guys at the bitter end, the late Kenny Gorka, I hate he's gone, one of the nicest guys. I told him about the record I just recorded at the Lyric Theater, Johannesburg. And he said, why don't you do a record here? I was like, what? You don't tell the bitter end no.
Right.
Oh, you don't tell Hollywood or New York no. They might never call you again. But I said, yeah. I'll do this record. Yeah, man. I jumped right on it, man. I just jumped right on it. I got back to my hotel room and reality hit. Bam. We talking New York. We talking hotels. We talking musicians. Ooh, New York is one of the highest places in America.
Right.
How am I gonna do this record? I can't tell them no. So for a week, I'm stressed and struggling with this. And I just so happened to have a conversation with George Benson. And George is one of my mentors. And I told George what I was facing. I said, how do I handle this, man? He said, well, first of all, you don't tell them no. You don't tell them no. He said, how did you do the record in Johannesburg? I said, I took my recorder, I hooked it up to the board, got a feed from the board, and yeah, that's how I did it. And I just started mixing it in my hotel room. Well, you take that same recorder, you go to the bitter end and hook it up to their board. And you don't need no band. Who said you need a band?
George, this is not how you sound, but
that is how George Benson talks. Wait till he get here and we hit Barbados. You gonna see. Wait till you interview him. Or the first thing he'll say is, Frank McComb, Frank is on the boat. I've known that boy since he was 17 years old. That's what he's gonna say, I promise you.
I love it.
I love George. I've known him for a long time. But he told me, he said, you do not need a band. Who told you needed a band? He said, you need to record that record by yourself, intimately in that room. And if there's ever time and place you ever want to pay tribute to Donnie, that's your time and place. Because Donnie Hathaway did his live album back in 71, released in 72, with The Ghetto and What's Going On and We're Still Friends. That stuff was recorded at the bitter end. And then, he did some of it in West Hollywood at the Troubadour. But that first album, that first live record that they put out, most of that was the bitter end.
Wow.
And George said he was there when Donnie did his record.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, there's my
Full
answer.
circle.
So I got the date together. I called Kitty. We worked it out, worked out the date, did a Kickstarter. And man, I was scared on that Kickstarter. I ain't gonna lie. I was like maybe, I'm guessing about $2,500 down. And I think I had like 3 days left. Just so happened I had a show in Hamburg, Germany, and there's a lot of money in Hamburg. I made the announcement in Hamburg between sets, and this one German dude walked up to me. How much you need? Told him what I needed. He said, it's done tomorrow. And I said, you lying. I was like, oh, very cool. All right, man. Yeah.
You dapped him up the whole night.
Dapped him up, went over to my band and said, y'all hear that?
Right.
And that next day, that money hit.
And you have an album.
But what was crazy is that when everybody else saw that he put that kind of money down, within 3 days, I was like a few thousand over my goal.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so they were like, I'm a baller too. People start putting money in, Yeah, so yeah.
Where can people pick up your albums? Where can they pick up your music?
Go to cdbaby.com, or you can go to my website and it'll lead you to everything. All my social media, everything. Go to frankmccomb.info, that'll lead you to everything. You can download stuff on iTunes, Amazon, all of that stuff. It's up there. It's there. Yeah, it's there.
frankmccomb.info.
Yes, ma'am. MCCOMB, like comb your hair. I just don't have no more of that stuff no more. frankmccomb.info.
Fantastic. Well, Frank, thank you for being here on the SuperCruise.
Oh, thanks for having me here. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
And
more like clowning with me.
Right, absolutely. And thank you for being here on Capital Jazz TV. We appreciate you.
Yeah, anytime.
We appreciate your talent and your work.
Wow, thank you.
So yes, this is Frank McComb, and I'm your host, Jodine, and we are here on Capital Jazz TV on the SuperCruise IX.